Hello, everyone. Welcome to another My Music. Now, today I'm going to be speaking to Lizzie, but let's get her name right. And I say we need to do this because I have seen many interviews with Lizzie. I've watched them in the name of research, and some of you out there have been getting her name wrong. So it's Lizzie Esau. There's an or on the end. It's not E, U, or R, or any of those things. So please, if you're going to interview Lizzie in the future, get her name right. That's a great start to the show. I just wanted to put that out there for you, Lizzie, so that, you know, in future we have no confusion whatsoever and people get the brand right on track. We'll be back to speak to Lizzie straight after this.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
So, Lizzie, thanks for joining me. We finally got there with this interview because it did go around in circles for a little bit, but we managed to make it work. Tell me, are you a morning person? Because it's morning now. Are you a Duracell bunny in the mornings, or are you more of a sort of, oh goodness, here we go?
I'm definitely not a morning person. I'm really not at all. Yeah, I'm not. I like to stay up late and get up late.
What's your favorite sort of without getting crude? What's your sort of favorite sort of nighttime activity? Are you a late night reader? Do you telly binge? What do you do?
I think I'm mostly like a late night worker, like songwriting.
Oh, okay, cool. You actually do
Yeah.
the work at night, right?
Yeah, I don't like to kind of get up early and do any of that. I think I need to ease into the day. Yeah, I think I'm definitely like, yeah, I like to kind of do my music stuff at night, really. I think it kind of works with gigs and stuff as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I like to do that kind of later in the day. Yeah, I think if I watch TV at night, I just fall asleep. Like I'm definitely one of these people that just can't watch telly at night because I just fall straight to sleep. Yeah.
I'm hearing small voices in the background. Are we got kids in the vicinity?
Yeah, not my kids. Sorry. I can tell them to be quiet.
No, absolutely not. Kids are fantastic. Well, we've got kids here ourselves. You know, it's a wonderful, beautiful thing. And the last thing you should ever do on any interview is, you know, you remember in the middle of COVID where we had all of those TV news reports where people were like, "Shut up!" and like dragging the kids. No, bring them in. Kids on interviews. It's great.
I was just gonna say that I'm actually having to be a morning person at the minute because I'm helping my sister look after my nephew for a few days, and he is 2, and he is in the background. So,
are you a kid? Are you a kid person, Lizzie? Do you love kids, or I mean, are you glad to hand them back at the end of the day, or you know?
I'll say I'm glad to like hand them back. I think just with my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Or like what I do when I want to do, it doesn't quite match.
But have you watched them? Are you watching them, and are you getting any inspiration from songs? Because I do find like kids do give you inspiration for songs because they're the way that they look at the world is so completely different from us as adults. Because we've you know, we've been given all of this kind of you know, non-belief, I suppose, in various things, and kids don't have that. They're full of opportunity. Yeah, maybe use this opportunity to bring something over into some of your music.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think I've become a kid person. Before I just wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't care if I passed a kid in the street and they waved at me. I'd be like, all right, you know what I mean? Like I would be like, okay, fine, it's a kid. But now I'm like, oh my God, how amazing is that child? Like now I'm like, kids are great. kids are really great. He is amazing, but they're like a lot of work as well. Like I'm figuring that out.
Oh my word, they
Yeah.
are a lot of work. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, that's the one thing to think of. I tell you what, you use that as a positive energy as well, right?
Mhm.
Next time you have a bad gig, right, because they do happen from time
Yeah.
to time, and like afterwards, you know, you've got to be taking all of the equipment, unplugging it all, putting it back in the vat, and you think this is hard work. Just think, kids.
No.
Just think this is a breeze.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this is good. It's a good mindset to have. It's good.
It
It's
is.
a good headspace to go to.
Yeah, I think it's good to know the comparison of like how hard I could have it. Yeah.
Now, I know that music runs in your family. Your dad was a musician, right? And one of your brothers as well. Is that right? Am I getting that right?
My sister's like singer.
Oh,
as
your
well.
sister's a
She's
singer, right?
singing. My mum, she's not very musical, but she's very artistic. Like she
Yes.
paintings and stuff. But yeah, it's mainly my dad. I think I got everything from. Like if I didn't have my dad, I don't know what I would be doing really.
So what I want to know though is when you've got parents that have been there, seen it, done it, got the T-shirt or whatever, are they constructive in their criticism in a good way, or are they your sort of biggest critics as well? Are they the people that you litmus test your material against?
Definitely. I always say this and I always think this. I really don't think I've got anyone around me who just is, I don't know what people call it, but just is like
Sycophantic.
like
Sycophantic. Yeah.
They're just, no one's like that in my
That's
family.
good.
Like
That's good.
it's good, and it's like, no, I think it's actually only positive as long as you sometimes take it with a pinch of salt, because it is just opinions as well at the end of the day. But I do.
You've still got to like it first and foremost, and if you honestly believe in it, even if they think it sucks, you've still got to go with it. Can you name one song of yours or a piece of music you've written where you've had to sit with it with them as well for a bit, and it's gone backwards and forwards, and you finally got everybody happy on the page with it?
I would say every song. I would just say
every song.
A lot, not necessarily with them. I think it's actually rarer that a song is just like everyone's instantly like,
okay,
that's instantly great. Let's just get it straight out like that.
Okay, so that's just us when we hear your music finally, when it births into the world.
Yeah.
So it's gone through that filter system, right? And by the time we get to hear it, it's pop perfection, really. You know, it's just marvelous. Yeah, I love that. That's a great filter. Keep that filter.
Yeah. There's lots of like kind of levels to it. It's like obviously there's like me and my manager and like our producer and the band, you know, especially Joe, bass player. A lot of it, like we work on a lot of it as like a team, especially like us. And that's a filter of like people really involved. And then there's definitely certain people, like we've got certain friends that I'll ask. And I've got like certain family members that I know. I'm like, okay, you're going to have a really good ear for this. So I've got like almost like consultants that I like have for everything, because it's just good to like be reassured, you know. But you can't rest too much on that. You can't be too dependent on that as well, which is hard balance.
Has Joe got a look? I want to know. So if Joe sounds like they've got a look, so has Joe got like a look for you where you know that this is instantly good, and then has Joe got a look for like, you know, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think he's very like chilled. The thing is, like Joe and Steve, the producer, they're both so laid back, like so chilled people, that it would just be like a sort of like.
Yeah. Can you not read them sometimes then if they're that laid back?
I think they wouldn't outwardly be like ever, obviously never rude or like too dismissive about anything, but I do think if they didn't like it, they would be like, it's not the best. You know, I think
Oh, right. Okay.
like, I
Well,
don't think they would be like, I don't like that idea.
that's fairly
But
honest.
they would be like, maybe let's try something. It's not the best, you know. So I know if they're like saying yes, even just yes, I'm like, okay, you definitely like it. So,
Who was the biggest ever influence on your sound?
oh, I'm gonna be so stereotypical. I think Wolf Alice
Right.
and that album Blue Weekend, which isn't even, it's not that old, you know.
It's
But
not. It's
no,
not. So
that album changed a lot.
okay. So that's interesting because you are talking about a peer, really. I mean, they're a band that are still very, very current, etc. So in that respect, once you got into Wolf Alice, did you then sort of then go back from Wolf Alice and look at who they were inspired by and discover anybody else? Who have you discovered along the way from the bands that you follow?
Oh, that's good question, but I actually don't know. I think I definitely went back and started listening to more like the Stone Roses and like, I don't even know, the Laws. I started listening to more the other day. There's definitely like, I'm getting back into older bands, obviously like the Beatles, like which every band.
Okay, that's going a fair way back. Yeah.
And I really got into them maybe 5 years ago. But like, obviously, you always hear of them and you know the kind of big songs and this and that. And then you kind of go back in and kind of in my own time, you re-listen to everything. You're like, okay, that's why they're so like the best band ever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. See, I'd wondered whether you kind of discovered things like the 4AD label with, people like the Pixies and Muses and right, okay.
Yeah, and Radiohead, I would say from like my dad and like and my mum and growing up around that, it was a lot of like maybe Janis Joplin or Amy Winehouse or Muse or Radiohead, and like my dad was an old like prog rock big fan, so there was
really
like Genesis in there. I don't know.
Genesis, yes, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So I do think my music taste or my sound or like my inspiration from being really young, really it was old stuff.
Yeah.
Then I started finding, because it's one of those things that I'm sure you won't mind me saying, but my dad was always like, music was just better back then. It was just better. Music was better back then. So I would just listen to the old stuff. And then what was in the charts when I was young was just a lot of pop. And maybe not as much my thing. And then I started finding this other scene that the charts isn't it. And I started introducing him to bands doing what he loves, but now. So he found Wolf Alice through me. Do you know what I mean? So I
love
think
that.
And that's when I was a teenager. I don't know who it was when I was like a teenager. Maybe it was like the Kooks or like Catfish and the Bottlemen. And I started finding bands, that sounded reminiscent of what I had liked when I was so little, Yeah. So it was a bit of an exchange.
What is it that always draws you to music that you listen to? Is it melody first? Is it voice? Is it kind of an edginess in there? Is it something that I haven't heard anything quite like this before? And I'm asking you a million questions at once here, but just pick through and choose which ones you like a packet of all sorts. I mean, do you like music that kind of challenges you as a listener, or do you like it to hit with you straight away?
I think something has to kind of resonate with me straight away. I think especially when a lot of the listening we kind of do now, unfortunately, I'm guilty to the fact of either I'll hear about someone or an album through word of mouth and I'll sit and I'll give it time because it's been recommended and I want to see what that person's seen in it. But if I'm going through a playlist and it's a new music playlist and I'm not kind of inspired by something within a certain amount of time, it's rare because there's so much of it out there that I do give it every song like loads of time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to think of like a lot of what I discover now is actually through people playing live though. It's
Is
like
it?
not necessarily playlists and stuff as
Love
much.
that.
But I'm trying to think of like bands like recently that I've really gotten really into, and I would say it's like Wonder Horse, Blondshell,
Yeah.
Fontaines. I've always been into, but I feel like they've changed so much. I kind of got into them again. You know, they're still reminiscent of what they were, but I feel like I'm getting into their new stuff even more. So, and I think what it is, especially with Blondshell, I'd probably discovered her in the past year or something, and it was just like it's just a vibe for me. Like I don't want to sound too like
Oh man, I'm so excited for the
but
new album, which is coming soon.
oh yeah, I can't
A-
wait.
Absolutely. Now, she's with that new album as well. Some of the like little videos she's released, so visceral as well. How are you in terms of creating something visual to go with the music? Is how important is that for you?
I think it's really important. Like it's so important for me to be like a full rounded artist. I see like a lot of people talking about this more now than I feel like I have seen, but I feel like it's always gone on. But I feel like maybe just people are talking about it now. But like being an artist for me is not just the music as well. It's like it was a Charlie XCX interview. Like also love her. And she was talking about like it has to be more than that. You have to build a world around it. And then it got me really thinking. And I was speaking, I think, to the band about it or something, and saying like it's so true. Any band I can think of, I don't just love their music. I love the way it makes me feel, and the way just like even looking at them makes me feel. Do you know what I mean? I feel like in something bigger. So I don't even know where I'm going with the question.
Well,
But like,
I'll tell you where you're going with that. Do you know what? You're a product of your mum and your dad there, aren't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You see what's happened there. You see your mum's visual element and
mm,
this being able to look at the world in a different way artistically, and your
mm.
dad's music. It's blended together into Lizzie.
Yeah. I think I hope that I've got like a bit of both in there.
They're gushing right now when they're
Yeah,
listening to this.
they're on holiday, so I don't even know. Yeah,
Oh, they might be back by the. I don't know. They
yeah.
might be back by the time this goes out.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true.
you
That's
know,
true.
or they might be just catching up with it, stuck on the M25 on the way
Yeah,
back from the airport,
probably.
which is where most people listen to this.
Brilliant. That's a good
It's
audience.
a great thing. The M25. It's like it's a car park, the biggest car park in Great Britain. But it's great
Yeah.
for podcasters because we produce the content that keep people sane on those
Mhm.
journeys where they get stuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got to ask you, what's the biggest challenge to you as a songwriter going forward? What is it that you haven't done yet, which you want to do?
Um, I think I don't know. I think for me, it's just like keep being like consistently
Improving slowly but surely.
improving, but also just like true to myself. If
Oh
anything,
yeah.
I want to go backwards. Like I
Oh
I
yeah.
want to go back to how it felt when like I didn't think anyone was gonna ever hear it. Not because I was like, I better write a song for this, or I'm writing a batch because I've got a new batch of music coming up. It's so difficult to have the same freedom with that mindset. But you've got to. I still do it, but I find it way more of a conscious effort to like get myself in the mindset where I'm like, just make stuff. Doesn't matter what happens, just make it and see what you like. Because in the back of my mind, I'm like, but it's kind of a bit of deadline. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Getting away from that deadline,
Get away from
or
that.
getting away from it being work is basically what you're
Yeah,
saying. Mm.
yeah,
I think that's a constant struggle for anybody that makes something that they want to put out into the world. So it's exactly the same for content producers like myself as
yeah.
well,
Mhm.
which is that am I pushing this in a way that makes me happy with it as sort of an expression of myself and an expression of what I want to achieve with it?
Yeah.
Or am I just going through the motions with this today? And I think what do you do on a day where you feel like you're just going through the motions? What do you do to kind of get yourself back into the right headspace? Because some people do things like go and paint or draw or do something completely different from music in order to do it, or maybe go into nature or travel somewhere where they've never gone before. What's your go-to?
Yeah, I feel like it was like maybe Joni Mitchell or something interview where she's like, when I can't write, I just paint. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. That sounds really good. I tried to do a bit of that. I tried to like recently maybe do a bit more like painting or like working on the visuals of stuff to distract myself from other stuff.
That's the bit of advice that Tom York gave Natasha Khan of Bat for Lashes when she hit writer's block. He that's what he does. He just paints.
Yeah.
I think it's very sensible because it's still creative output. It's still, but it's not in the same arena. So, you know, sometimes
maybe I need to do more of that then, because I kind of did it, but I was still, it's not working because none of it's work in my eyes, but I was still like, I was doing visual stuff for a song that's coming out, which is cool, but I still had an agenda in my mind. I feel like doing like an agendaless task is probably better to get yourself, like, to get the creativity out of you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
totally
to get it flowing. Like, if I'm still like, I feel like to overthink something is really easy when I've got an agenda. I think to just paint for no reason, nothing in the back of my mind, because even when I did a bit of painting for no reason, I was like, oh, this could be a cover for something. Oh, well, I'll try and tie it. And then I just end up doing something that has a reason. And I think it's good to do stuff just because, like, because that's how I started. That's how probably, I mean, I don't want to speculate or whatever, but I think that's probably how most people start. They just do it because they just like it, just because. And that turned into something they want to keep doing, you know? So I actually think I think it's kind of good sometimes just to make something just because and not think, what's this going to do for me, you know?
I totally agree. Totally agree. Now, listen, you've supported some amazing artists already, which is brilliant. If you could work with any of the artists you've supported, collaborate on a piece of music, who would that be?
Oh, I'm trying to think. To everyone who was supported. Well, we recently supported the Pale White, and they're also from Newcastle, and we are gonna write together.
There you go.
We keep saying it, and we are gonna do it. And now I've said it in public, so we definitely have to do it.
So what we'll do, Lizzie, is we'll take that little clip, we'll put that bit out there, we'll tag them in, and we'll go. And the date will be. And we'll
tomorrow. Yeah.
So
do that. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, anyone, like, I really, writing with other people is a funny thing for me because I'm not normally very up for it. It's being like just like honest. Songwriting for me is so personal, and it's something I really enjoy to do alone, like by myself. So if I don't like being put in a room with someone I don't know to write a song.
No, I get that.
If I know them and I love them and I love their music, I want to share that like experience, and I want to make something even better together, of course. But I'm not into like writing with other people unless I kind of know them. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just a very personal thing, you know. And I write a bit with the band now as well. So yeah, it's a personal thing though. So, but it's nice when you know them, you know.
Well, what I would say though is that in the kind of alt rock, which is roughly where you sort of sit, genre of music, we haven't had a decent Christmas song for a long time, right? I'm thinking the last time we had like a decent sort of Christmas album or song was when Tim from Ash
Yeah.
and Emmy the Great wrote that wonderful Christmas album together. So who knows? Perhaps if you do a session with the Pale White, perhaps you could, put together a Christmas song. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I agree. Like I wrote a Christmas song, and my manager will tell you, like, she came to me and she was like, I think you should write a Christmas song. There's this person who kind of is pitching it to some things. Do you want to try it? And I was like, I don't really like Christmas songs, not really. So and then I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'll just make something for the hell of it. I'll just do something.
Yeah.
And it ends up being a Christmas song, and it's really depressing. And
I
I
love
really
that.
like it. And maybe one day it will come out. Maybe I'll get someone else to collaborate on it or make it better or whatever. But I kind of changed my own mind about it. But there's so many Christmas songs I do like, but I didn't want. I don't know. I think I'm a bit funny about it. Christmas song. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a bit miserable. I don't know.
Oh, come on though. You got to save us from like another sausage roll song or
yeah.
What? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like a bit of Christmas misery. I like a bit of like.
Yeah, so do I.
Ron Sexsmith, like, so I don't know, just like something like a little bit like a bleak but moody Christmas song that you like drink to in the evening, and like I like that.
Well, do you know what? In a way, that's kind of traditional. I mean, actually, if you ever went to church, you may not have done, but some of those traditional Christmas songs actually sound a bit dirgy, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you take the lyrics in the bleak midwinter. I mean, that's dark, right?
I love that song.
It's dark, right? It's great. Yeah,
it's brilliant. Yeah, I mean, Radiohead, my favorite band ever. Like, if I could do a Christmas song inspired by sad Radiohead song, I think we need more miserable songs at Christmas. That's what I'm campaigning for.
I love that.
Bring it down. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, brilliant. We're getting to the end, but very quickly, I need to know, right? Last album you listened to on your Spotify?
Oh, it'll be. What was it? Do you know what? I think it'll be. It's either Fontaines or Wonder Horse's new albums.
There you go.
I think it's probably Fontaines. I've just listened to it again and again. I just love it. I just really love it. And I hope that my new stuff makes other people feel how that music made me feel. Or like the albums that I love make me feel. Do you know what I mean?
That's brilliant. Listen, you can all play along at home at this point as well. There is, when this goes out on Spotify, there is now like a little comments thing that you can comment on this, right, on Spotify. So do just leave us what it is that you were listening to before you listen to this. We'd love to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the time of going to press with this, or at the time of recording this, my last album I was listening to was Divorce.
Yeah, love them.
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely. Some of the vocals that just go right off the scale on that. You know?
I'm going to listen to that again. That's like inspired me to go back. I love hearing what other people are listening to because I listen to it with like someone else's love of it in mind. So I'm going to do that.
I love that. Are you the kind of person, because it sounds like that, and it's perhaps a good place to wrap this up, but are you the kind of person that feeds off other people's energy? It seems that way talking to you.
Yeah, I am. I definitely am. I think it's a good and a bad thing, maybe. But I am definitely. When I see someone excited about pretty much anything, I'm like, oh, brilliant. I just love seeing people passionate about things. Do you know what I mean? I guess, yeah, I don't know. It's just nice to see, you know? I like seeing people really excited about something. So
and that must feed into when you play live as well. Then you really kind of imbibe people's energy. Yeah,
it's hard because it's a bit of a give and take live as well. Like I have to provide energy to get it back to like spur me on more. But yeah, definitely if the crowd is like knows it or just like is willing to take it in, it just is so it elevates it, and it means I'm not pretending that people like it anymore, but actually people are liking it. So that's always good live.
Oh, well, we love you, Lizzie.
Thank you.
And hopefully, there's a new crowd of people that will come to love you as well from the back of this. Now, what are you doing this year gig wise? Next release, etc. as well, just so that we can get people imbibing all of that wonderfulness that we've just listened to.
So this year we've got a big gig on the 16th of April. I don't know if this will be out by then.
Oh, absolutely it will.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, cool. So in Newcastle, if anyone's listening from Newcastle or around and willing to travel, it's 16th of April. It's at the Glass House, which
Good
used to be
venue.
if anyone doesn't know the Glass House. Yep. Yeah, that's going to be really cool. I love that place. I used to actually do all my piano exams there.
Oh, really?
So it's like a massive building for music and stuff. So I used to do all my piano exams there, and now I'm going back to do a gig there. It's with BBC Introducing as well. So
excellent.
They're really cool. And then we've got a few festivals, maybe more headline stuff coming in the winter, which will be cool. We've got new music coming very, very soon. Start of like the very, very start of May. So haven't announced it yet. Probably still haven't announced it yet, even when this comes out. But yeah, it's stuff that we will be doing live. So
cool.
Live and hear it early. But yeah, I'm really excited about the new stuff. It's different. It's still the same, but it's different enough to be a change, you know.
I like that. I like that. Well, we'll keep the mystery there and let people discover it for themselves. And the northeast, the north. Yeah, I am talking northeast.
Yeah,
northeast.
Yeah.
I confused myself there for a minute. The northeast is a wonderful place to go out and about music wise. That was my old stomping ground, believe it or not, because although I'm originally from just north of London,
Mm-hmm.
when I was in a signed band, we were based in Sunderland, so we toured sort of Sunderland and Newcastle and Gateshead and all of that live.
Yeah.
Whitley Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It was tremendous.
Yeah, it's a great place. A lot of good music, like a lot of good music going on around here. So I'm excited for more of it to kind of spill out into like, I guess like mainstream or national. You know, there's loads of it. There's obviously Sam Fender, who's like the, you know.
Absolutely, and you actually got new venues opening up as well. There's places like the Fire Station in Sunderland and whatever, which is great. You know, back in my day, it was just really run down old places.
Yeah.
You know, which weren't that salubrious, but nowadays there's some lovely venues. So get out there and see some proper music, folks. Don't just sit there, you know, churning it over on the old Spotify or whatever other dot you've got in the corner of the room. Go and see some live music. It's good for the soul. Lizzie, you've been an absolute pleasure to talk to. Thank you so much for coming on. I will get this out ASAP so that people can hear about your gig. And please, folks, if you've enjoyed listening to Lizzie, go and now enjoy listening to her music. I will be adding some music of Lizzie's to the My Music podcast playlist so I can make it easy for you to find it and then get into what she does. And we will be back soon with more of the same. If you've enjoyed this, please do go and share, and we will see you soon. Until then, bye.